The Divine Comedy, or La Divina Commedia, is a narrative poem by the Italian poet Dante Alighieri. He was a philosopher and theologian involved in religious and political issues in medieval Florence, his hometown. He began writing the Divine Comedy in 1308 and finished it in 1321. Dante's meeting with his great love, Beatrice, took place in 1274, and his influence on his life and work is immeasurable. He immortalized her in La Vita Nuova, 1292, and the Divine Comedy, ensuring that his legacy would live on through his words. In today's video, we are going to share about Dante's Inferno, Purgatorio and Paradiso, a complete summary of the Divine Comedy. But before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe to our channel and press that bell icon to never miss an update. The epic poem, The Divine Comedy, recounts the author's journey to God. It has three parts: Inferno, Hell; Purgatorio, Purgatory; and Paradiso, Heaven. Each part consists of 33 songs. This division reflects the medieval theology specific to Christianity. The purpose of Dante's Divine Comedy was to show people the horrors their souls would go through if they did not obey God's laws and live righteously. In Dante's Inferno, he is found lost in the woods. Virgil helps him on his journey, accompanying him through Inferno and Purgatorio. He encounters the horrors of Inferno and walks through the 9 circles of it. Purgatorio is a part of the Divine Comedy in which Dante and Virgil travel through the 7 mountain terraces, each representing a deadly sin. In Paradiso, the main character's beloved Beatrice guides Dante through the 9 celestial spheres of heaven. The last part of Dante's poem differs from Inferno and Purgatorio in that the protagonist encounters virtues, not sins. Consequently, the poem ends on a happy note, which explains why it is called the Divine Comedy. Inferno summary: Dante is the protagonist and main character in all 3 parts of the poem. His journey is an autobiographical portrait where he includes many of his past enemies and historical figures to intervene in the complicated world of heaven and hell. He is spiritually lost and needs guidance to find the path of justice towards God, called the true path. As he passes through the circles of hell, he is often presented with pity and compassion for sinners. He realizes that they are guilty of their sins, but still believes in the good in them and finds their suffering devastating. He is also terrified of all the horrors he finds in Inferno and seems a bit scared. Although Dante is very curious, he tries to talk to many sinners in his way. The spirit of Virgil, a poet from ancient Rome whose main work is called Aeneida, comes to help him overcome this obstacle and leads him through hell and purgatory to heaven. Virgil is a brave soul. He is a good friend as he supports Dante and comforts him when he feels scared or uncomfortable with his challenges throughout hell and purgatory. Virgil understands that Dante and his fate depend on him. Despite this, he is fair to Dante, scolding him when he gets too soft and having too much mercy on sinners. He encourages him to be strong and courageous. Purgatorio summary: At the beginning of the 2nd part of the Divine Comedy, Dante and Virgil meet at the dawn of a new day. They stand on the shore and see a boat coming. On the ship are souls brought by an angel who will climb Mount Purgatory, created by the shifting of rock that resulted when the fall of Satan created hell, with Dante to get rid of sins and get to heaven. Dante can't waste time, but he is forced to spend the night outside of Purgatory with other souls who, unlike him, cannot travel at night. Dante falls asleep, and when he wakes up, Virgil tells him that Saint Lucia helped him and took him straight to the gates of Purgatory. In Purgatory, they have 7 terraces to cross. Before entering, an angel places the 7 P's on Dante's forehead. They correspond to the 7 deadly sins. The angel says that every time a terrace of sin is passed, a P will be removed. At sunset, they arrive at the exit of the last terrace, and the angel removes the last P from Dante. To continue, he must go through a wall of flames that separates Purgatorio and Paradiso. He is very scared and hesitant, But Virgil convinces him to cheer up and be brave, because he will finally see Beatrice once this hurdle is overcome. When Dante goes through the flames, he falls asleep. He wakes up the next morning, ready to start his journey through Paradiso. Beatrice is described as Dante's guide through purgatory. She is highly cultured, a bit strict, and obviously believes in Dante's good. She believes that this trip will save his soul and grant him salvation. She is a personification of divine knowledge, wisdom, and good and just judgment. Paradiso summary. The first sphere is the moon. Beatrice explains to Dante the structure of the universe. She says that the moon is the home of souls who have broken their vows. Her words lacked courage and were not trustworthy. The second sphere is Mercury. There, Dante and Beatrice meet Justinian, who explains the history of ancient Rome. This sphere is too close to the sun, represents those who have done good deeds for fame and glory. The third sphere is Venus. There, Dante meets Charles Martel of Anjou. He talks to Dante about the importance of social diversity and enhancing his role by including people from different backgrounds. The fourth sphere is the sphere of the sun. There, St. Thomas, together with 11 other souls, explains to Dante the importance of not judging rashly and of being aware of prudence. The fifth celestial sphere is Mars. It has to do with warriors who died for their faith and for God. There, Dante meets Cacciaguida, who tells him about the noble past of the Florentines and Dante's mission to pass on all the knowledge acquired during his trip to Florence and its citizens. The sixth sphere is Jupiter. It is a place of kings who exercise justice. A giant eagle tells Dante about divine justice and past rulers like Constantine and Trajan. The seventh level of heaven is the sphere of Saturn. It is dedicated to those who live in temperance and pray vigorously. He sees people going up and down a golden staircase. Here Dante meets St. Peter Damian, who gives him a lecture on corruption and the predestination of the clergy. They discuss the moral decline of the Church Institute. The eighth level is called the fixed stars. Dante and Beatrice meet the Virgin Mary and other biblical characters, such as Adam, John, Peter, and James. They explain to Dante the intricacies of heaven and Eden. The ninth sphere is known as premium mobile. It is specifically controlled by God, and therefore affects all the lower spheres accordingly. This is where the angels live. Beatrice explains to Dante the story of the creation of the universe and the life of angels. They slowly ascend to Empyrean, the highest place in the sky. Once there, Dante covers himself with light, allowing him to see God and the Holy Trinity. As he finishes his journey, Dante realizes that God's love is eternal. He now fully understands the mystery of the Incarnation. The answer is blessed upon Dante by the hand of God, and now he fully captures the full picture of the world. That's all for today. Let us know your views in the comments section below, and don't forget to like this video before leaving.